Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to go through how I set up my interactive brokers platform. So over the past several months, I have been having a lot of issues with TD Ameritrade and the Thinkorswim platform. It does really suck at filling on time. The fills are very delayed, and in order for me to be able to scalp properly, I do need to be filled as quickly as possible, and TD Ameritrade has just not been doing it for me. I end up holding my trades a lot longer to make more profit, and then even when I go to fill out, I get filled very late and end up losing a lot of my profit. And at this point, I'm just very fed up. So I am going to move most of my funds over to interactive brokers and be scalping on there and day trading on there. I will mostly only be swing trading on my TD Ameritrade account. And moving forward, I want to make more live trade videos for you guys. Obviously trade recap videos, and if I'm going to be trading on interactive brokers and you guys are going to be seeing that platform, I want you guys to be able to utilize it as well. So before we go ahead and get started, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. And yeah, let's just get started. Alright guys, so when you first open interactive brokers, the trader workstation platform, I'll link the link down below to where you download this after you create your interactive brokers account. You have to go to Traders Workstation and download this. I'm currently downloaded on my Mac and my PC. So when you first log in, this is what you're going to see. You're going to see this IB daily lineup screen, which just tells you some news, top headline news here, portfolio news, just like everything around what's going on. The futures indices right here. So just kind of tells you everything. I really exit out of this because I don't use it. And then this is your Trader Workstation platform. So there's a lot of different ways that you can utilize this and you can set it up. So as you guys can see, I recently opened this account, hasn't been funded yet. I'm on IBKR Pro, so Interactive Brokers Pro version. There's a light version and a pro version. The pro version, you get faster fills. So let's go ahead and show you exactly how to kind of set up. So this is usually my platform. I switch it a little bit around depending on what I want to utilize, and the best way to kind of screen record, etc., etc. So right down here, you can add new workspaces to your platform. So it's kind of like saving your workspaces on TD Ameritrade. I'm just going to start a brand new workspace down here and show you, kind of just walk you guys through it. I think that's the easiest way. So I'm just going to name this day trading. You can name it whatever you want and hit create. And here you go. So one thing that I want to show you guys is whenever you're moving around your workspace, this little lock button is going to unlock and unlock your workspace. So if you want to edit it, you have to click unlock. The whole screen will turn green and you can unlock it. And then you can edit your workspace. And once you hit lock, it saves the workspace. So be aware of that. So it kind of walks you through it here. So it'll say start here. This is how you add new windows. This is how you add your charts, how you add your trading platform, whatever the case may be. So I'm going to start off first with how I fill my orders. So I fill my orders utilizing their options trader tool. So we're going to go down here and I just hit the little arrow. So if you come here, new window, and you hit this arrow, and right here, you'll see options trader. So that's what I utilize to fill my orders. I'll also show you another way that I utilize to fill orders called quote monitor. Either way works well. It just depends on personal preference. So I'm just going to click option trader, and there it goes. It pops up. I'm actually going to take this and move it over. I like it on the right side, and I'm going to extend it. So here you go. This is your options chain here. So this right here tells you the current stock the options chain is linked to. If you come down here and move this down, it'll tell you the orders. These are the orders that are filled or have been filled, your trades, all of this good stuff. So I really just keep this on the order side, and I keep this on about 10 or 20 strikes. So we're just going to do 10 for now. And you can see the so right here you can see the expiration date, your options. And then what I actually like to do is I'll show you in a bit how you edit. So then what I actually like to do is edit this because I don't need to see all of this junk here. So what I'll go to is this little configure button up here and settings. And these are your settings for your options trader, which is really important. So pay attention to this. Now, if when it comes up, it just comes up on the settings. If you go to trade columns, option chain columns. So this you can edit what shows up on the option chain. I get rid of all of this extra stuff. I only have the bid, the ask, volume, and open interest on the options chain. And I'll just hit apply. and it gets rid of all of that extra stuff, which is a bid ask option chain volume, and then the option open interest on that specific strike. And that's how I leave mine. So the next one I'm going to add, you go back over here to new window. I'm going to add my order management window. So we go down to order management, trades, and this is all of your trades that will pop up here. So I'm going to pull this down. So this right here is your trade activity. This will show you all of the fills you've done for the day. It literally just shows you your fills. So if you go right here and you click, so I'm right clicking down here on this plus minus side. I'm right clicking and I'm hitting layout. So once you hit layout, this you can add whatever you want to see on that on your trade activity. So if you want to see the time, the price execution, you want to see the quantity, you want to see you know, your P&L, your realized P&L, all of that you can add here. So what I have added is I actually just have the time, the financial instrument, which is your stock you traded, the action, whether you bought or sold, the price that you bought or sold at, and that's it. That's all I have. So I just have these 5 things here. Apply, okay. And like I said, you can add whatever you want. You just right click, layout, and it'll show you all of this, and you can edit it however you want. Okay. And then what I like to have up is obviously a watch list. So you want to go to new window and you want to go to watch list. So right here, you can add whatever watch list, whatever stocks you want. So say, for example, I want to add Apple. I type in Apple, hit enter, and you hit enter again. Oops, stock. Do not display this message again. And there you go. Apple is on there. Say I want to add Tesla, stock smart. On my PC, it just lets me hit enter twice, but for some reason I have to click this stock smart button here, and it'll let me enter it. And whatever stocks that you want to put on your watch list. Okay, so this is my watch list here. And then what you can also do on this little chart, like you can again you can move this around however you want. And I actually like to kind of just minimize this right here. So there you go. That's my watch list. What I also like to add on here, so before we kind of minimize it, I want to show you something. So right up here, there's a little plus button, so you can add another tab. And the other tab that I like to have here is my portfolio. So this will tell me, obviously, my overall portfolio, net liquid, and then it'll tell you your if you've made any trades, what your daily P&L is, the trades that you've made, how much you've made on them, et cetera, et cetera. So it'll tell you if you traded Apple, you made 47 bucks, whatever the case may be. It'll show you right here that you've made that much, and so on and so forth. So like I said, I keep this on watch list. For example, you don't want to have your portfolio next to your watch list, so you'd have to click back and forth, and you want it in a separate window. You just hit new window and you hit portfolio, and then it'll have your portfolio here instead, whatever you want to do. But I like to just keep it like this because I can just see my order fills down here. I don't really need to see how much I've made. I think that's the best way to kind of look at it, because you're then now following your trade and you're not paying attention to your P&L. So I found that that's really helpful on this platform to do that. However, if you don't want to do it like that, you can make it a separate window as well, or you can just have your portfolio up next to it. And then, so the next thing I'll add is the chart. So one thing that I do want to let you guys know is that I'm still charting on TD Ameritrade. The charting platform on Interactive Brokers, Trader Workstation is it's not user friendly. The UI is very outdated, so it doesn't look the best. So I don't personally like to have the chart. However, when I do screen record, I do like to see what the chart was doing at the time. So this just helps me have everything in one place. If you do want to use Trader Workstation, so you can add charts on here too. So if you go here, you can add the chart. So this is Roku's 1 minute time frame here. So we're just gonna minimize this. And just fit it into the window. And there you go. So when I'm screen recording and I want to record my screen either for YouTube or for my own preferences, this is how I have my setup on Interactive Brokers. This is how I've been doing it. My setup looks just like this. If I'm not screen recording, I actually don't have this chart up like this. I take the chart off and I just have the watch list here. with my portfolio next to it. So I'll have the watch list and I'll actually have the portfolio next to the watch list in a separate set. I still am charting on TD Ameritrade, so I watch all of my stocks on TD Ameritrade and I make the order, I fill the order through Interactive Brokers. So once you have your setup however you want it, you're happy with the way it came out, you then hit the lock button here and it locks it, saves it as day trading, and you move on with your life. So now I'm going to show you two different ways where you can, process your orders through Interactive Brokers Trader Workstation. So moving forward, I'm going to show you guys how to fill your orders on Trader Workstation. I actually have hotkeys set up, and there's two different ways you can do it, like I said, depending on personal preference. So with my hotkeys, I also use a Stream Deck. So in order to set up your hotkeys, if you're using Options Trader, what you want to do is there's two different ways to get here. So if you want to just click on the Options Trader panel, so make sure it's highlighted, and then you want to hit Control HH. Right here, it pops up your hotkeys for that panel. So you can see Options Trader hotkeys. I just hit Control HH, make sure the Options Trader is highlighted, and these are your Options Trader hotkeys. So this is what I have mine set up here, so you can see all of my hotkeys are already set up. So I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. So if you want to set a buy order, you want to set a hotkey for a buy order, what you want to do is hit buy, and this little window is going to pop up here. You want to record whatever the action is. So say, for example, I want it to buy when I hit Shift P. Okay, so Shift P, it records it. Then you go into customize. Okay, once you get into customize, the action is going to be buy because you're looking to buy. So when you come down to the size here, you want to hit absolute. This is the number that you want to be filled. So say, for example, when I hit Shift P, I want to buy 10 contracts, or I already have one for 10. So let's say 13 contracts. So when I hit Shift P, I want my hotkey to buy 13 contracts, put absolute 13 contracts. And I always set all of my hotkeys to limit orders. All of them are limit orders. I don't have any other orders. So I always set limit order. And then the limit price, you can set to multiple different things. So I have one set of hotkeys to fill at the mid price, and then I have one set of hotkeys to fill me at the ask price. So in case I don't get filled at the mid or the stock is moving too fast, I hit the ask and then I get filled at the ask. However, I do want to say that I've only ever used my midpoint hotkeys. I've always gotten filled at the midpoint. I never need to get filled at the ask, which is I absolutely love. You get amazing fills. So I always get filled at the midpoint. I never use the ask ones, but I just have them there just in case. So you want to come down here and you want to get filled at the bid ask midpoint. Hit that. And everything else stays the same. Now, this is really important. For every hotkey that you set up, you need to make sure that you're hitting transmit the order instantaneously. If you don't hit that, you're always going to get a window pop up that asks you if you want to submit the order. And that's not very convenient. Obviously, if you're looking to scalp really fast, you don't want multiple different clicks. If you're using a hotkey, you want it to be 1, 2, go. So you want to hit yes, transmit the order instantaneously. You have your shortcut set up. Okay. Come down here. Here we go. Here's the hotkey. Buy limit at the bid ask midpoint. Shift P, and you just want to confirm here what you have. 13 contracts. You're all set to go. Okay? And that's how you set up your buy orders. Now you set up your sell orders the same way. Go to sell. Record whatever you want. Say Shift M. Customize. Same concept. Absolute. I want to sell 13. When I hit Shift M, okay, so it's going to sell those 13 contracts. You want to limit, and you want at the bid, you want to sell it at the bid. Okay, so I always sell at the bid, buy at the ask or the mid price, mostly the mid price, and then I sell at the bid. So sell absolute 13, limit order at the bid. Again, transmit the order instantaneously. Yes. Okay, and there is your hotkey down here, both of them. Okay. Now, you want to hit apply after that. So those hotkeys get applied. And then I'm going to show you here. So if we go back to the options chain. So right now I have Roku up. And as you click the watch list, whatever stock you click, everything updates to that stock, which I really, really like. It's very, very easy to utilize this platform. So I'm just going to go to Apple here. Say, for example, I want to buy Apple calls. And all right, guys, so I'm going to show you an example of how to submit your hotkey. You're not going to really see me press it, but you saw me create the hotkey, and then I'm just going to show you guys how it gets submitted, etc., etc. Like I said, this account's not funded, so you're not going to actually see the order go through, but it'll pop up here so you guys can see what it looks like when it pops up. So I'm on the Apple option chain, and say I want to buy the 128 call. So I click on the 128 call here, and then I hit my hotkey, Shift P. Well, right now it's not real market time data, so you won't get that message. If you get that message where it says enter a valid price, you need to go subscribe to the OFRAD North American Market subscription on Interactive Brokers through your actual platform. So you need to go through the Interactive Brokers account and add those market depths. So right here you can see after I press the hotkey, pops up here, and you can see Apple. And you can widen this too. So you can see right here, Apple, April 9th, 21, 128 call. You're buying it, and you're buying 13 limit price, and then whatever the limit price was. It's not going to fill right now, but it'll show you that as well. Okay. And then if you want to close it, you do the same thing. So now if you want to close that order, say for example, we want to close that order, what you want to do, so if you get filled on an order, what happens is, say for example, you get filled on this order. Okay, you get filled on this order. Once this order gets filled, what will happen is this close position button will light up. You click 128 call, okay, and this close position button will light up. After you have that button lit, all you have to do is hit your hotkey to sell that position, and you're all good to go. As long as this close position tab is highlighted, now you want to make sure that you're on the right position that you want to close, okay? So if you're, say for example, in multiple positions, make sure you've highlighted and you're on whatever stock that you want to close. So I opened the 128 call in Apple. I'm going to click on the 128 call. This close position tab is going to highlight. Once this close position order pops up, I hit my hotkey, and mine was Shift M. And there you go, Apple, April 9, 21, 128 call, sell 13. And it'll close your position. So if you have a hotkey that sells 1, you can sell 1, you can sell 2. As long as this closed position tab is highlighted, you don't need to sell all. Like I said, you can scale out as well. So you can sell 1, 2, as long as your hotkey is connected to that specific amount. So I also have a hotkey that cancels everything, and it's this one right here. It just cancels all my order. You hit delete and it'll cancel all of your orders. That is one way that you can fill your orders. Now I do want to say that when I go to fill my orders, I'm not actually pressing the actual keys. I'm using this like device here. It's called a Stream Deck. Some of you may or may not have heard of it. So what this does, it connects to your computer. Whoops, it connects to your computer or PC, and you link all of these buttons to different tasks. So you don't have, this is not necessarily made for trading, but everyone has been utilizing it for trading because it makes using hotkeys a lot easier. And what you do is you have all your hotkeys set up, and then you set those hotkeys and you link them to so then you set the same hotkeys and you link them to your Stream Deck. It's very easy to set up. All of them. It's very easy to set up and very simple to use. So instead of actually pressing the hotkey on your keyboard, you're just pressing the button on your Stream Deck. Same exact way. If you want to just use hotkeys, that's a perfectly okay way to do it. I've just found that using a Stream Deck is very easy. You just click 1, 2, and it fills your order. And I have had no problems getting filled with my Stream Deck. It's literally the best thing I've ever purchased. So Stream Deck needs to sponsor me. Anyways, so I use my Stream Deck. I don't press the actual keys. Now I told you guys that I would show you 2 different ways. So the one way you can fill it is through Options Trader. The second way you can fill it is through Quote Monitor. So you come over here. I'm going to start another one, and then I'm just going to name this. So I'm going to name this Scalping. All right. Again, same concept, but over here you want to go to, instead of adding Option Trader, you want to add Quote Monitor. So you come down and you go to More Advanced Tools and you hit Quote Monitor. Okay. And you can name it whatever you want. I'm going to name it Mossy, and we're going to hit OK. So we're going to add this quote monitor here, and I'm going to show you how this works, okay? So with the quote monitor, you still want to see the options chain. So you come over here and you add the option chain. So we're going to go here. Instead of adding option trader, we actually just added the options chain. So you see, if you go down here and you click this button, you have two options: option trader, which you can trade with, create hotkeys with, and then your option chain, where you can where you just look at the option chain and so on and so forth. So same concept here, okay, but it's just a different way to fill, and it actually shows you multiple contracts at a time. So I'm going to add the trade log here as well, order management trades down here. Okay, so this is another way that you can have it set up. You can have your quote monitor set up with your option chains, and then your trade here. You can also have your portfolio next to it if you want. So what this does is it actually you can have multiple different stocks up at once. So I also need to add my watch list here. So I'm going to move this over and I'm going to add watch list. Okay. So this is how my other setup is. This one gives me the convenience of trading multiple different contracts very quickly if I want to move from contract to contract. So if you're the type of person that moves from contract to contract or from stock to stock, and you trade very different contracts, and you want to be ready, this is another way you can do it. So we're just going to type Apple, Amazon. So again, there's your watch list here. This is your quote monitor, and these are your trades, and this is your active trader, okay? Now, what you can do here is, say, for example, you want to trade the Amazon 3300 call, pull it over, you have the Amazon 3300 call, okay? All of this junk you can get rid of too. You just go into the settings tab and configure it. But we have the Amazon 3300 call here, okay? And then, say, for example, you also want to trade Apple, and you want to trade the Apple 130 call. Bring down the Apple 130 call, and you could space it out however you want. So I would recommend spacing it out as much as you can so you don't click the wrong contract. And then say you're also watching Tesla, and you're watching Tesla for a break of 660. So, and Tesla's on the downside. So we're gonna add Tesla 670 put. Okay. With Quote Monitor, it allows you to move from contract to contract and use hotkeys to fill them. So instead of how we had, so I'm going to lock this here so you guys can see. So instead of how we had over here day trading, you have to click the instrument over here and then click the contract to select the contract you want to fill on your hotkeys. With the Quote Monitor, you can already have all of those contracts here, and all you have to select is the contract, and the options chain will update to that contract. And then with this, you want to set your hotkeys up to the Quote Monitor. So if you click this Quote Monitor window, Control HH takes you to this hotkey. So as you guys can see, I haven't set up my Quote Monitor hotkeys yet, but you want to do one or the other because you don't want the hotkeys to conflict. So I'm showing you guys both, and then you can decide which one works better for you. But if you're going to use one over the other, you need to make sure that you're only using one over the other, because the hotkeys will conflict and you'll end up messing up. So make sure that you have hotkeys either set up for Quote Monitor or hotkeys set up for Option Trader. I haven't tried them both together, and I don't recommend doing it because I just think it's too much of a mess. You pick one or the other and whatever works best for you. I haven't really decided yet. I do like the Quote Monitor. However, I feel like if you don't have the discipline, you'll just be clicking between all of these and just buying whatever you want. Okay. So instead of setting up the hotkeys to your options trader, you're actually setting up the hotkeys to your Quote Monitor. And whenever you go to fill an order, say for example, you want to fill this order. So I'm actually going to set up a hotkey for you. So I'm going to set up a hotkey. So we're going to go to Control HH. Whoops, hit this, hit Control HH, and say you want to buy. It may or may not show, so Shift R, and we're going to do absolute 10, limit price at the ask, transmit order instantaneously. Okay, so there's my hotkey there, apply, and I say I want to do the Amazon call. I click the Amazon call. You want to make sure that it's highlighted under Quote Monitor, and then same concept. You hit Control, or you hit your hotkey, so Shift R, and this won't pop up, like I said, guys, once you have, it's not connected to real time, and my account's not funded, so that's why it says this. And there you go. There is your order. Buy 10, limit
Apple or Amazon calls. Now let's say you want to also buy Tesla. You just highlight Tesla down here. You hit Shift R. There you go. Buy Tesla. And now let's say you want to close your Amazon. You have to come back, make sure that you highlight Amazon, and we had Shift E, and it sells those 10 contracts for you. Okay. So the difference between Quote Monitor and just using the option trader is that with Quote Monitor, you can have multiple different contracts here open. It shows you right under the contract what order you have. And you can move back and forth between contracts very easily. With Option Trader, you're clicking the stock, it updates the Option Trader, and then you hit your hotkeys. So I will say that after looking through it, even walking through it with you guys, I do see myself using the options trader more, just because it's I think more straightforward than using Quote Monitor. And Quote Monitor, you can get a little bit overwhelmed if you're a newer trader, you're not utilizing it properly. So personally, I think using options trader is the best way to go because it's very streamlined, very easy to use. But like I said, if you like to have multiple contracts up, if you know exactly what strike you're going to trade throughout the day, if you want, an Apple call and an Apple put, so you can do both. So say, for example, you want your Tesla put and call here, you can do both. So, whoops, I don't know why I did that. Let me delete this. So we have your Tesla call here. And say you also want, the Tesla put, you can put it here too. So you can easily move from call to put here, but I just think that option trader is the easiest way to go. Both same exact concepts, same exact hotkeys that you're utilizing. It's just your personal preference and what you like to utilize more. Like I said, I do see myself potentially probably using this options trader a lot more than I would using the Quote Monitor. So just to recap, you set your new workspaces down here. You want to hit the unlock button and then add new windows. Really the windows that I've utilized were the options trader. So if you hit that button, option trader come down, and then the more advanced tools, the Quote Monitor, and then your order management, trades, the chart, and then your watch list here in your portfolio. Those are really the only windows I feel like anyone would really need, unless you obviously use IB for a whole different thing. I don't know. But like I said, you want to use either options trader or the Quote Monitor to fill your orders, and then everything else is just what you see when your order goes through.
All right, guys, so that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, go ahead and comment down below or shoot me a DM on Instagram. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.